What's going on, everyone? So I thought I was gonna make 4 videos today, which is a big, day for production. But I was like, you know what? After seeing up to a little bit past this video of Dreamcast slurping guy, he said something that made me kind of be like, uh-uh, it's time for a 5th video. You guys are gonna see the PlayStation fanboy aspect come right here because I can't think of any other reason why you would try to justify that. And you guys are going to see what I mean. This is why I had to get to this picture right here. And I've seen somebody say something about this earlier too, and it was Genki. And I'm going to tell you guys what I said because I don't get the comparison, and I don't get how somehow Sony is seeing positive because of this. These people are highly delusional. No, they're the reason all this is happening. But let's get into this. Like, comment, subscribe. Are we ready, y'all? Yeah. There's going to be some people that are going to need to do this. You're going to need it. All right. Let's get right to it. I got you right at the perfect spot.
Other piece of news that I am taking as a W, and I'm very happy about, is that today they announced the release date. We're going to take a look at the trailer and stuff, but Ghost of Yotei, we know when it's coming out, and with the announcement of the pre-orders, they said specifically, our games are going to be $70 for the default edition. We will not be jumping the price to $80 for the standard edition. Now, I'm happy about this because
That's what he said. No, price bump. And he said he takes it as a W, as if the $69.99 was ever justified to begin with for games that drop off in a fucking week. This is where I have to say this. Excuse my language, but are we ready? Let's go to my page real quick. This is what I told him earlier. Why would you ask that for a game that will last less than a week? Sony isn't that dumb, obviously. No one would buy it. Mario Kart is 100 times bigger and more demanding. Game sold over 70 something million copies. Also will last the entire generation, and it's online and you can play with people, and has no competition. Does this game look like a good comparison, though nobody wants the $80 price tag, obviously justifying to Mario Kart? But you kind of get the point here. Why would you even try an $80 price tag? You already did $110 for Last of Us, jacked up the prices for all the other stuff, the Last of Us Complete Edition, jacked up the price of the PlayStation Plus and the hardware. You really think somebody will pay $79.99 for Ghost of Yotei? Or for any game right now? How could Sony even try to justify jacking up the price by canceling so many games? Let's go back to this. How could they have any audacity to try $79.99? That would destroy themselves. Nobody would buy it. You don't have a justification. You don't sell 70 million copies. Nobody wants $79.99 to begin with. I don't agree with Nintendo doing that. That's the only problem I have with them, is just that it's an economic point of view. Whereas with Sony, we're talking about a whole bunch of gaming issues here, right? With Concord, Fair Game, Marathon, Bungie acquisition, 11, 12 canceled video games. I mean, just having literally terrible uh, situations that occur just too many times. And you have the audacity to say that it's a win because Sony didn't jack the price up. Like they were kind of supposed to, like they could compete to begin with, or like the $69.99 is. Do you see this? Ghost of Yotei is cheap. This guy's in a sense kind of like a PlayStation fanboy, because to him he's excited that Sony's not going from $69.99 to $79.99, and Ghost of Yotei is somehow cheap. At 69, that's cheap? No, $49.99 would have been cheap. Let's look. Sure, it's not $80 now, but once Mario Kart comes out and sells millions of copies, even AAA games will make its way to $80. But nobody's going to buy those games. That's the problem. Oh my lord, standard edition, $70. How do people not realize they're already paying more for games? Good comment right here. There are no excuses. Claire at 92 meta is 50. Oblivion too. $70 ain't a win either. This is a psychological marketing tactic. We will look at $70 as a win in comparison to $80, but both are unjustified. And I still don't understand why we're trying to compare Mario Kart to Ghost of Yotei as if that was somehow an intelligent comparison. This is a stupid buffoonery comparison. This is another way. See, this is what I mean by like these people that were grifting against Nintendo's. A lot of these people, or a lot of them are PlayStation fanboys. Some are not, but people like this, so that they can make it seem like Sony $69.99 is somehow they should be applauded for it. When, like I said, I'll beat this game in 2 days if I want to. 3 days. I'll get to platinum in under a week. I'll play this game for 500, 600, 700 hours. Some people are going to play this game for 4,000 or 5,000 hours. This is not a comparison. This series has been legendary. There's nothing that can compete with it. There's plenty of games, action games, and hacking all over the place. Ghost of Yotei is not winning Game of the Year. It's not selling no 50 million copies. It's not moving an entire industry where millions and millions and millions of PlayStation players are going to be buying a console for Ghost of Yotei. Nobody buys PlayStation consoles for exclusives. They buy them for third-party games to support other people's games. You see what I'm saying here? Like, I just think that this whole statement and focus is just kind of stupid to me. There's no Sony winning anywhere here. The only win they got today was dropping the Ghost of Yotei trailer, which looked actually positive. I'd say that was that's positive momentum. It looks solid. It looks good. I liked what I've seen. But sitting here saying that Ghost of Yotei is cheap is absolutely one of the most moronic statements I've seen this year. $70 for a video game is not cheap. Unbelievable, y'all. Now let me add something else in, because he's getting smoked. What makes you think this video game could justify that price tag to begin with? As if like it's some generational game that's going to be justified at $79.99. It's going to last an entire generation. Like they're in the same ballpark. These two are nowhere near in the same ballpark of power, of sales, of mascot, of brand. Like it just doesn't make any sense to me. Nobody wants this to begin with. But what I'm saying is that I just don't understand how this makes Sony look better when they're the reason all this started by jacking the price up to $69.99. And they didn't sell. And they ended up going to PC. And now PC has your whole slate.
I've been making videos hating about how I do feel like Nintendo is getting incredibly greedy. $100 for Nintendo Switch controllers is ridiculous.
It's $90. They did jack it up by $5. There's no justifying that. But I can't believe this guy is really trying to make it seem like Nintendo is more greedy than Sony. He's out of his mind if he thinks that. $700 for the Pro, jacking up the price of Plus. Some people have to pay $35, almost to $40 more a year for it. Microtransactions, $110 for Last of Us complete. They have some of the most ridiculous behavior, locking away games from other platforms because you can't do in-house like they do and sell like that, betraying their own country. Man, bro, look, I denying crossplay last gen, lying to their base, talking about you're going to have from the ground up and then trying to charge you $69.99 for just the cross-gen carryover. Yeah, them and Nintendo both definitely do stuff like that, but Sony is the one that kind of, like I said, they started up all of this. They're the root for this. Dude, it's unbelievable, like the amount of stupidity I see in the PlayStation community. It just blows my mind. They're way worse than Nintendo. Nintendo's only a gaming company. They have no microtransactions in their games. There's no politics. There's none of that. Their only problem is just not ever dropping a damn price. Yeah, they're the worst at that, 100%. But other than that, yeah, they don't really have much issues. All the issues are in the PlayStation world, like big time.
$80 for the games, that's ridiculous. But even $500 for the system, across the board, I feel like...
Dude, you've been paying $80, $90 for deluxe editions. It's been there in front of you, and then you pay for a season pass after that. And then you buy microtransactions and cosmetics. And then you don't end up just playing a game, but you already gave them all that money. You move on to something else. A lot of people. You talk about this being 70. Watch how many people buy that $80 edition and watch the game have something else that you could buy. Same thing. It doesn't matter whether you do it right at the beginning or you do it over time and spend more. That's even worse. You're still spending the same amount of money. It's the same money coming in their pocket. There's no difference between me saying I'm going to pay Best Buy $1,500 over 12 months and $1,200 right up front. The difference is that I just am doing it slower over time. It's still the same thing. If you people cannot get this concept, I don't understand what to say about entry fees and then still charging you after that consistently. That greed is way worse, and it's been in front of you forever. Even with the gacha games, that shit is cancer. Who do you think's been promoting that? Promoting Genshin and everything? Sony did. Using Nintendo formulas and putting gacha mechanics on it and walls up all over the place. They've been pushing this. All this idle microtransaction saying I made this revenue. And it's all fake because you're not doing it off your development. It's just idle vampiring. This stuff is cancer. It's made video gaming worse along with free to play. No, because you're not designing a video game around actually earning something out of it. You're designing it to psychologically take advantage of people. You're psychologically brainwashing them to become a gambling addict. That's not what video games was meant to be. It lives in those platforms outside of Nintendo, like everywhere. I'm seriously trying to open your eyes so that you could see that if you have not seen the greed in front of you since 2020, I don't know what the hell to tell you. Actually, farther back than that. But what I'm saying is that it just blows my mind. This ridiculous pony blindness.
Like it's so expensive, but I hate the fact that Nintendo's excuses, oh, the game is so big, oh, the development costs are so high.
There is no excuse. People are still going to buy it and it's still going to sell out and it's still going to sell well because they know how good this development is. So I said, nobody has a problem with their development. Their developers are loved. That's why people love them. The problem is the suit and ties and their greed. And them saying they want to jack the price up because they know this game could do it. That game ain't going to be able to do it. Ain't nobody going to buy that shit. I'm just trying to tell you a difference in power here. That nobody is going to buy Ghost of Yotei at $79.99. The game will flop. Everybody's going to buy this game and they're going to get that bundle. Nobody's justifying anything. I'm just saying they knew this game has the power. This game has nowhere near the power this game has. It's not even close. It's just like me putting Ghost of Yotei up and saying, or whatever next Sony game drops, oh, they didn't jack the price up like GTA did. What do you mean? That game ain't no GTA. Ghost of Yotei ain't no Mario Kart. Stop trying to give Sony power they don't deserve and stop trying to make it seem like they're being saints because they didn't jack the price up for a game that can't justify it. It don't even have a tenth of the power that it has. I'm not going for this today. This is why this is getting recorded.
Hi, it's worth that $80. I feel like this is Sony's,
and this is worth $70.
Sort of way of saying.
Let's think about this $10 difference in value then here. If he wants to play this game, all day I'm paying $80 for this because guess what? I know that this is going to last me years. And you mean to tell me that they're charging $10 less for? What if you don't go for the platinum? You just want to clear. Were you going to clear it in a couple of days? You waited 5 years for this. For a couple of days for $70. That may be justifiable to some people. I'm not saying you're wrong because of that, but I'm just saying if you really want to play that type of game, should have been $59.99. But it wouldn't be justifiable to be the same price tag as this because this value is way better. It depends. What type of game do we want to play here?
Hey, we're still trying to make our games as cheap as we possibly can. We have some leaked financial reports where Sony inside their own.
Oh, man. No, man. No, y'all. No. That's what that is.
Own internal documents. They spent $300 million making some of their games, like Spider-Man 2. I think.
Isn't that their problem for trying to make games like movies and over focusing on hyper details instead of making good video games? And they're intelligent enough and make way better actual video games that are fun so people play them all day and they know that they're going to have fun. And it has everything, single player, online co-op, everything you could want and have taken on the go and have fun karting. You see what I mean? You're missing the idea here. No, man.
That Sony is still in that frame of mind where they want you to buy a PS5. When you buy a PS5, everything you get on the store, whether it is V-Bucks and Fortnite or,
Dude, let me tell you something. I only will be playing this game on Nintendo's platform. This is coming to PC. It is.
Their own first-party games.
And I might get it on the Xbox Hybrid. Who knows in the future?
Make money on anything you buy on the PlayStation. I still think they're trying to do the classic idea of we want you to buy our system because
Why?
even if you're not buying only our games, we're still making a bunch of money. I think this game is going to be 10 out of 10 fantastic, and I think it's kind of their effort to essentially keep people on that platform and buying stuff as much as possible. Ghost of Yotei comes out October 2nd for the PlayStation 5. Pre-orders come out next week on Friday. Has 3 versions, normal, digital, and deluxe. Now, the trailer, I have to admit...
The trailer was good. And this has nothing to do with Ghost of Yotei. This is improper comparisons and trying to make Sony look like they're somehow good because Nintendo decided to choose a price point. They're better than them anyways, but so somehow now Sony's better because of that. When they started that game with $69.99, it was $60 for the longest. You know what I mean? Nobody else was messing with anything. No, dude. None of it is good. All right, y'all. Like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what y'all think. Unbelievable here.